In our last video, we looked at why sitting in silence is so uncomfortable. Without the constant noise of the day, the identity you usually cling to starts to weaken. That silence forces a difficult question. If your sense of self relies heavily on external things, what happens when those things are threatened? Think about how you react to the things you care about. If you are indifferent to a situation, you feel no anxiety about its outcome. The fear of loss scales exactly with how tightly you hold on to something. You see this play out in everyday moments. You send a message and the reply doesn't come, or a plan you were looking forward to suddenly collapses. Almost instantly, your mind races. You overthink the silence, you try to force a response, and you grip the situation even tighter to regain a sense of control. Through that very act of gripping, the experience of caring about someone or something inevitably mutates into anxiety. To understand why this happens, we have to look at how we define connection. What we often label as attachment is actually a state of absolute dependence. You are taking your internal sense of stability and tying it to an external object. By doing that, you are relying entirely on elements that you can never permanently control. The Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Sanskrit text exploring the relationship between the self and action, outlines this exact psychological trap. It states that from attachment, desire is born. This diagram illustrates the next step in that ancient formula. Desire directly creates suffering, because anything you want carries the constant threat that you might lose it. The loop flows from attachment to desire and contracts into fear. The irony lies in the attempt to control. The tighter you squeeze an external object to keep it safe, the more psychological power that object gains over your own mind. Relying on the outside world for your internal peace builds a prison of your own dependency. The external object itself is rarely the source of this panic. The intense fear of loss stems from your own constructed identity. Listen to our language. We say, my success, my relationship, my life. The ego swallows these external things, absorbing them into its self-image. When threatened, it doesn't feel like misplacing a possession. It feels like a part of your own self is being ripped away. The intense defensive reaction that follows is an attempt to protect the fragile illusion of who you think you are. The terror of losing an attachment is the ego's terror of recognizing its own emptiness. We rarely want the actual objects or the people as much as we think we do. What we are chasing are the feelings they temporarily provide: security, validation, and meaning. We operate on the flawed logic that if the object leaves, those feelings of security and meaning will disappear with it. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, a foundational Vedic text focusing on the nature of reality, points to duality as the cause of this dread. It states that fear is born the moment a boundary is drawn between you and the outside world. Attachment signals a deeper misconception, the idea that a person is incomplete without these external layers. When people hear this, they often assume the solution is to stop caring. But letting go of attachment does not mean becoming cold or indifferent. Detachment offers a shift in how we engage with the world. It makes it possible to deeply love and experience things without the constant underlying pressure of impending loss. Fear evaporates when your internal stability no longer relies on the external environment. Look inward and examine your own anxieties. Identify the specific external dependencies that are currently generating your personal fears. Even when we understand this logic, the mind often refuses to stop chasing. In the next episode, we will explore the mechanics of chronic dissatisfaction and why the brain constantly demands more.